For a year now, we've been reporting on questionable spending by a South suburban politician named Tiffany Henyard. But we only knew half the story. Tiffany Henyard.
Tiffany Henyard, the mayor of Dalton, Illinois, continues to dominate headlines as a string of new scandals emerges almost every few weeks, further cementing her status as one of the most controversial political figures in America. One of the most outrageous examples of her questionable leadership tactics came with her infamous proposal to slash the salary of any future mayor, but only if she loses re-election. It seems almost like a backup plan acknowledging the possibility of her political downfall while attempting to protect herself. Yet this is just a tip of the iceberg. Henyard's lavish spending habits have sparked outrage among Dalton's residents. Reports show that she has spent tens of thousands of taxpayer dollars on extravagant trips, luxury accommodations, and first-class flights, all while the town grapples with a crippling financial crisis. In a span of just 5 months, Henyard allegedly racked up a small fortune in expenses booking stays at upscale hotels such as a Four Seasons in Atlanta and the Marriott Marquis in Times Square. However, there's been no tangible benefit from these so-called official trips. Despite the absence of any discernible outcomes, Henyard's administration has refused to provide any transparency or justification for these expenses, maintaining an unnervingly tight-lipped stance. Chris Gonzalez, a town trustee, has been trying for months to obtain answers regarding the mayor's lavish spending. However, Henyard has shown no willingness to explain her actions to the very residents who elected her. It seems as that she believes herself to be above answering for such financial decisions, further fueling suspicions that she operates with an alarming disregard for accountability. If her reckless financial decisions weren't enough to spark outrage, the mismanagement of Dalton's police department under Hen's leadership has added another layer to the scandal. One of the most alarming issues has been the alleged abuse of overtime payments. Some officers are reportedly raking in more money from overtime than their base salary, with one officer allegedly earning over $100 in overtime alone, more than doubling his regular pay. These excessive payouts have fueled accusations of fraud, favoritism, and possible misuse of taxpayer money, with critics questioning whether this money is being funneled for political loyalty or personal gain. Speaking of loyalty, Henyard's inner circle is also under scrutiny, and no individual has attracted more controversy than her top ally, Deputy Police Chief Leo Lacy. Lacy has been one of Henyard's staunchest supporters, but his own criminal record adds another dark chapter to the mayor's already troubled administration. Lacy was indicted on charges of bankruptcy fraud, a scandal that only deepens a cloud of corruption surrounding Hen's leadership. Despite the serious allegations, Henyard stood by Lacy, further fueling accusations of cronyism and corruption within her administration. Such blatant loyalty to individuals with questionable backgrounds only serves to reinforce a narrative that Hen's leadership is rooted in politic favoritism, and self-serving deals. History has shown that when political figures operate with this level of arrogance and disregard for accountability, the eventual collapse of their leadership is inevitable, and it seems that Henyard House of Cards is starting a crumble. Investigations into her actions are intensifying, public outrage is growing, and even former allies are beginning to distance themselves from her, all of which spell disaster for her tenure. One of the most controversial actions taken by Henyard has been her decision to reappoint Leo Lacy to his position, despite a clear vote by the town board to fire him. This move has ignited a fresh wave of outrage in Dalton, leading both residents and board members to question how she could defy a legal decision so brazenly. Lacy, despite being officially dismissed, has continued to show off for work, acting as if he is still in charge. This situation is no longer just a bureaucratic dispute. It is a full-blown power struggle within Dalton's leadership. Rather than stepping back in the face of growing public backlash, Henyard has doubled down, portraying herself as a victim of an unfair and racially motivated attack. She has framed her critics as those trying to undermine her leadership because of her race and political stance. In her speeches, she has called for unity while simultaneously deflecting from the serious accusations surrounding her. Administration Henyard has sought to redirect attention away from the scandal of Lacy's reinstatement, framing it as a calculated plot by those seeking to destabilize both her leadership and the entire town of Dalton. However, this narrative has done little to quell mounting frustration among residents who see it as an attempt to avoid responsibility. If the political fallout from Lacy's reappointment wasn't enough to further tarnish a reputation Henyard's actions have also drawn
investigated Henyard's use of a police security detail, taking officers off the street and costing thousands
of Carmen Carrilli isn't the only one speaking out against Mayor Tiffany Henyard Dalton. Trustees have begun pushing for new ordinances designed to limit Henyard's power, and they're getting increasingly serious about investigating her actions. There's even talk of potential legal action, which has spelled real trouble for Mayor as the investigation into her financial mismanagement intensifies, while Henyard continues to try and control every move the board makes. They are pushing back harder than ever, determined to uncover the full extent of the mess she has left behind, as if things weren't already bad enough. Rumors have begun circulating about secret meetings between Henyard and select business owners in Dalton. Allegedly, Henyard has been offering these individuals special treatment, such as fast to permit approvals and relax regulations in exchange for financial support for her re-election campaign, while no concrete evidence has emerged to support these claims. The whispers have only fueled the community's growing rust at Henyard. These rumors are deepening the belief that she is more interested in securing her own political future than actually serving the people of Dalton. Then there's the matter of Henyard's personal spending. Sources close to the investigation have claimed that Henyard has been using taxpayer money for not just extravagant trips, but also personal shopping sprees. Items ranging from designer clothing to luxury furniture have reportedly been part of the questionable purchases under scrutiny. If these claims turn out to be true, Henyard could face even more serious legal trouble, potentially including embezzlement charges. Unsurprisingly, the calls for her resignation are growing louder. By the day, residents are fed up with watching their mayor continue to squander taxpayer dollars while ignoring the financial well-being of their town. The tension is palpable, and the political fallout from Henyard action seems inevitable, but the frustration isn't just coming from political insiders. It's spreading among Dalton's residents who have had enough. For months, they watched as Henyard spent more time promoting herself than addressing the pressing issues facing their community. Now that more details are emerging about the town's dire financial situation, people are demanding answers. They want to know why their mayor is living large while Dalton sinks deeper into debt. The public's reaction to Hen's sudden loss of her personal security detail after her spending was frozen has only added fuel to the fire. Her once massive police entourage was cut off when funds were frozen along with her credit cards. One online commenter humorously pointed out, "It's hilarious that Henyard no longer has a person's security team. Her funds were frozen along with everything else. It's like the house of cards is collapsing and people are noticing." Another commenter bluntly stated, "Does she even watch her videos being shown? She's so corrupt. It's normal for her, doesn't know right from wrong. A 6th grader would do a better job as mayor. She's so ignorant." These are just a few examples of the growing frustration felt by residents, and it's no wonder they're calling for her to step down. As investigations into her financial mismanagement continue to unfold, the pressure on Henyard is only mounting. The involvement of the FBI Lori Lightfoot's ongoing probe and public officials demanding more transparency have left Henyard in an increasingly precarious position. It's difficult to see how she can hold on to her position for much longer, especially with the mounting opposition from all sides. Despite the overwhelming pressure, Henyard continues to fight back. She has refused to cooperate with investigators and insists she is